bear with me 1 second. There we go. I can see your comments on Facebook on my phone, but not on my screen. One of these weeks we'll get it right. I don't know which one, but not this one. Anyway, so today, hi Sarah. Hope you've had a good day at school, and I will see you tomorrow. What was I going to say? Today, we're going to make some gift card holders. So I didn't have a gift card, but I've made one. So this is Made with Love by Sarah gift card. This is no good. I can't see the comments or anything. So you'll have to keep me informed, Paul, as to what's going on. So this is our gift card, and we're going to make 4 different ones tonight. All being a bit rushed this afternoon, but anyway, we'll work it out, I'm sure. So first of all, I've got some baskets here with all my equipment ready. So we need this first basket, and I'm going to use the Gemini Mini for this one. Let's just pop him there, and we've got some bits and pieces. So I'll show you, pop our bits and pieces there. So I'll show you what we're going to make first of all. That's our wrong. No, let's make this one first, why not? So I'll pop all our bits and pieces to the side. There's all my dimensions. We're going to make something that looks a bit like this. And you pop your gift card in the middle. And then it closes. But I didn't make a finished version of this, so we'll just have to do it on the fly. So first of all, I have a piece of card that measures 11 3/4. And we're going to cut it at 9 inches first of all. So let's pop out our little leg. I'm going to chop it down to 9 inches. And we're going to score at, I've got everything on here, look, card base, 4 inches by 9, score at 5.5 inches. That's not half of 9, is it? We're going to score at 4.5 inches, because 4.5 is a half of 9. So I'm just going to turn that over and press on the score line that I've just done, and it like takes it away. But we're going to cover it up anyway, so it doesn't matter. We'll just kind of scribble that out. Don't get rid of it completely, but gets rid of a lot of it. It's still there. So we're going to fold that in half and burnish with a bottom folder. So that's our card base done.
Sarah said she will see you after the party.
Yes, darling, I'll come and pick you up. For this middle bit, we're going, so this measures 4 inches by 6 inches. Let me just check I've done it right. Yes, I have. 4 inches by 6 inches. And we need to score at all these score lines. So we're scoring at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/2, pop that up there so you can still see it. So if you want to take a screenshot, you can. So that's 3 1/2, 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. So that's a lot of score lines going on there, but we need them to make it all, to make this here. So I'll just repeat that again. That's 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/2. So we just need to fold and burnish all these score lines. Thought I was only going to get three prepped for tonight, but I managed to get another really quick and easy one that I've not practiced, so whoa, anything could happen. We'll see. But it'll either go right or wrong, won't it? So as I'm folding and burnishing these lines, I'm making sure that they're all lining up down this left hand side. Then we'll get nice square box. So I'm going to use tear and tape because it's just a bit quicker than glue. Otherwise we'll have to wait for it to dry. So along the 1/2 inch, the 1/2 inch at each side, I'm popping this double-sided tape. Can be used, say, called finger lift tape or double-sided tape. So I'm just putting that on these outside tabs, the 2 outside tabs.
Michaela asked, did you like the onesie?
Yes, Michaela, I thought you looked really good.
Mandy said she made her day.
You should put a picture on the comments, Michaela. So I've taken the backing off, so that's now sticky. And we're trying, I'll pop that like that, trying to make that shape. So we need to fold. So you got a first score line, second score line, third score line. We need this edge to be level with the 4th score line. With both of them. So I'm just going to gently squeeze it together, getting these 2 sides to meet, and try not to stick it where it shouldn't be stuck to. So we need, no, that's not far enough. And with this tape, as long as you don't press it down, you have got a bit of movement in it. So I'm just trying to jiggle it into place. Give it a jiggle and a wiggle. Joining those 2 together. So that side's together. This side's not quite up against the score line, so I'm going to just keep wiggling and jiggling. And there we go. Once we've got it together, both sides. I'm going to pop my fingers in and squash it flat. And then what I can do is, let's get rid of that now, fold it one way, burnish it, fold it the other way and burnish it. So now no matter which way it folds, it's going to fold flat. And that's what we need. That shape there. So now what we need to do to make it stay together is we're going to pop a little bit of finger lift tape, but we're only going to put it on the inside up to that first score line. So I'm going to pop it on each side up to the score line, so that joins them two together. Let's give it a press down. Take off the backing tape.
Michaela said that wanted to put a picture in the comments. And where is Nanny tonight?
Oh, I don't know where Nanny is. I don't know where Nanny is. And this, then the hole in the middle holds the gift card. So now we need to pop that into our card. So I'm going to, where I went wrong, I'm going to pop that to the bottom, and then this will cover that up anyway. So we need this to stick on the bottom and stick, I'm just making sure it fits. So we need to stick it there. So I'm just going to do one side at a time, and I'm going to pop, what am I going to do? Yeah, I'm going to pop glue on this bottom, on this base. So I'll pop the glue on. So I'm using my tacky glue because I want it to dry fairly quickly. So I'm pushing that up to the score line, and I'm going to fold the card, make sure my card will fold, and give it a good squash with my bone folder. So now we need this bit to stick to this card. So I'm going to pop some glue on this side. Again, I'm using my tacky glue because it dries quite quickly. I'm just going to fold the card and give that a squash.
Michaela says, can you use any glue? Does it have to be tacky?
You can use any glue. There's lots of different glues out there. You can, basically it's whatever you prefer and whatever that you want to do. Different glues have different reasons for being. I mean, I'm probably looking at 10 different types of glue, but whatever your preference is really. This is tacky glue and it dries quite quickly. This Collal all-purpose glue dries stronger and you've got more wriggle room. So if you need to wriggle something about and make it square or put it wherever you want it, that's better.
So tacky glue
this
is quick sticking.
Yeah, this is a different tacky glue. Now this is very sticky glue, all purpose. So it depends what you want it to do. I mean, we've got Kalal 3D glue there. So it's like a glue dot, but it's in a paste. I've got Ultra Stick clear glue pen, which I don't think I've ever used actually. I don't know what I would use that for. I'll give it a try. I've got glue pens. What else have I got in there? Oh, I've got all sorts. I digress. So it depends what you want to do, and it depends which you prefer using. So there's basically our card holder. I tend to stick to the two different glues, Michaela, the tacky glue and the Kalal all purpose. Oh, and I use glue dots and tear and tape or finger lift tape. There is all sorts. So I've made this for the front. It's just a piece of shiny red mirror card. I've cut out the middle. Actually, I cut out the middle and stuck it onto this. Sorry about the glare. With a piece of pattern paper. So the red paper is 3.5 inches by 4.25, and the pattern paper is 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 3.5 inches by 4. Because I want this to be quite strong and I will need to wriggle it to make sure it's in the right place, I'm going to use my Kalal all purpose. And stick that in the middle. And I've also die cut out this Merry Christmas. On another card I'll show you how to do this. So I've just cut it out, popped it on a red mirror card background, and I'm just going to stick this in the front. And I'm going to keep it flat because on the inside, let me just make sure that that's squarish. On the inside there's quite a lot of dimension, so I don't want to make the front pop out as well. I just want the front flat. And then I'm just going to pop this piece of pattern paper the same just on the back. I'm just going to centre it in the back. And what I should have done before I put it all together was stamped my sentiment, but I'm going to be brave. So I'm using opaque, dye on my finger already. So I'm using opaque pigment Spectrum Noir ink, and it's Chinese red. I've got a Merry Christmas stamp, and I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to use this stamping platform. I've inked up my stamp, and I'm just going to pop Merry Christmas on the card. Get my wipes to clean that. Because I'm going to be using it again. And there is Pop them to that side. So there is our first gift card holder. I think something's just fell in the kitchen. Closes flat to go in an envelope for posting. When you open it up, the gift card pops up and there's room here to write who it's to and who it's from. So there is our first gift card holder. So let's pop all that to one side. Let's move on to the next basket. So the next one, again, I've got all sorts of bits and pieces. So this one opens to the side. I've got a Velcro dot and the gift card when you stick the gift card in. So the gift card pops up when you open.
Ellen wants to know if you've run out of any ink stamps yet.
Ink pads?
Ink pads.
No, not yet. My black is possibly needs replacing soon. I would say my black one's going to be the first to go, but that's what I use the most of all, I suppose. So this, we're going to make this one next. So again, I've got all sorts of bits and pieces. And let's see what we've got going on. So we need, I've got my templates. I'll pop them up there. We've got 2 pieces of card, another template. What are you? Let's just pop them all to the side. I'll just put my hand in that ink. So they're for decoration, so we'll pop them to one side. That's that. Just working out what we need and what we don't need. Right, that's for, I don't know what that's for. I do know what that's for. Okay, so first of all, we have, let me organise myself. So we have these 2 pieces of white first of all. We've got one that measures 8, just checking myself, by 3 3/4. This is for the card base, and we're going to score that at 4, because 4 is half of 8. So there's our card base. Just going to fold it, tucking it into the corner, making sure it's square, and give it a burnish. So there's the outside of our wallet. We've got another piece that measures 8 by 3 5/8. And 5/8 is the mark that's just past, what is it, 3 5/8, 3 5/8. So 3 1/2 is 4/8. So the next mark is 5/8. So it's 8 by 3 5/8. And I'm going to score this at 2 inches, 4 inches and 6 inches. I'll just fold this so it makes a W or a M for Mum or M for Michaela. Just going to burnish all that into place. So that's that one ready. And our next one is the pop-up bit in the middle. going to, this measures 4.5 by 3, and I'm just going to score this at 1/2 inch. And this one is just to stick on the back so that both sides are green, but I don't want that folding, so that measures 4 by 3. So I'm just going to glue. So that's all our scoring. Pop that on my bin. So that's all our scoring for now. So we need to do a bit of cutting. So let's get rid of that mat and bring in, where did I leave it? My cutting mat. So now what we need to do is we need to make this hole in the middle. And we can't cut it all the way across, so I'm going to use a craft knife and a metal ruler. So we've got a mounting fold and 2 valleys. And this is the way we need it. So I'm going to cut. So the gift card is 2¼ inches. So I need to make sure that my hole is bigger than 2¼ inches. So that's 3 5/8. So I'm going to cut at 1/2 inch, just a tiny slit across the whatever you call that, score line, across the score line. And then I'm just going to cut as close to the score line as I can get, just in a straight line. That was the chair, not Paul, by the way, for anybody watching. And again, just this side of the score line. So basically all I'm doing is just cutting out the score line. Making sure my lines meet. And there we have our slit. Just make sure the card goes through this card. We need this card to go through, and that fits through nicely. So I'm not going to cut any more off that. So now we need to start gluing it together. So we've got our card base and we've got this. Basically we need to stick this on here with this in the middle, like so. They are very squeaky chairs, Michaela. You squeaked them yesterday, day before. So I'm just sticking this piece of green onto this piece because I want it to be nice green on both sides, and it's only single paper. So I'm going to pop those together. And I need to glue this centerpiece. Yeah, I've got glue all over my memory card. Glue this centerpiece so it's in the middle and this side of the score line. So we've got to make sure that it's at this side of the score line. And I'm actually going to cut that down 1/2 inch. It's a bit big. So the whole piece measures 4.5, and I'm going to cut it down to 4. Then we've got a 1/2 inch score line. So this piece to start needs to be 4 by 3. 4 by 3 and score at 1/2 inch. And I want this to dry quickly, so to make sure I've got it centered, because if I just put that in anywhere and then put that on after, that might be all wibbly wobbly, screw whiff. So what I'm going to do is keep it in my card here, and I want it to glue quite quickly, so I'm going to use my quick grab tacky glue. Making sure that it's at this side of the score line and that it's centered as much as possible. I'm going to stick that down, making sure that that can still fold. That's in kind of in the middle, and we've got that sticking up, so I'll give that a good burnish on each side. Now I'm going to pop, so we need this to go up and down when it opens, so we need to stick just this piece and this piece and leave the others free. See if I can explain that a bit better. So we're sticking this piece and this piece, and when this opens and closes, it needs to be free. So I'm going to pop Kalal glue because I need to lay that down. I need to quickly glue this one, and then I need to be able to give it a wiggle to make sure that it all looks okay. So I'm going to center that up, squash it down. I've got glue on my green, and then I'm going to center this one up. Check both sides and then give it a good squash. And there's our mechanism. So when you put your gift card in, it lifts up and down with the gift card. So now I've got some pieces of decoration. So for the middle, I've got three pieces of card that measure 1 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm just going to stick them, giving them a nice border. And I've got 3 because I'm leaving that one to be able to write a sentiment, who it's to, who it's from. And I'm going to leave, you can leave either one free, but I'm going to leave the end one free, because then when you're opening it you can see straight away who it's from. I'm going to decorate the front. Decorate the front of our card with the same paper that I used inside. Just pop that on nice and central. And because it's a wallet, I'm going to decorate the back as well. And then while that's drying, a little minute, I'm going to cut out this Merry Christmas. So I'm going to cut it in white, and for that I'm going to use this Gemini Mini. So I'm popping the card. I'm going to cut this card down a little bit. It's a bit big. I just got a scrap out my scrap box. And I'm going to put my die on and run it through the Gemini Mini. Because it's quite intricate, I'm going to do it forwards and then backwards. And we end up with a die like that. So we need to get our poker tool and start poking out the pieces. And there's always a release hole. So a release hole, so some of them get rid of the middle bit that needs to come out. See if I can show you, like that's poking out the middle bits. But the release holes, that allows you to pull out the bit that you need. So get rid of all that rubbish, and then you just pull out the bits that you don't need. Just the eye to go, get rid of that. And there's our Merry Christmas. So we're going to just stick that onto this piece of green card, but I'm using this fine tip. It's got a very fine tip. So it just allows you to get glue wherever you need it to be. So I'm just going round, popping a bit of glue, and then I'll show you how I cut my border when I've already stuck it on. So I'm just going to stick that in the middle. Get my pokey tool, there's a bit there that didn't come off. Green paper makes it look like you have a green screen. It's very shiny, this paper, Mick. So what I'm doing is to make sure I've got the same border all the way around. I'll try and stop the glare. I'm putting the white, I'm pushing my finger guard, and I'm putting the white level with the finger guard. So as long as the finger guard's in the same place each time, then my border's going to be exactly the same. My hands look funny. That gives me the same border all the way around. Or you can just measure that, cut your piece of paper 1/8 of an inch bigger and stick that in the middle. So I'm just going to pop this in the middle. Again, because there's a lot of dimension inside, and you've got room there to write who it's for, so we're leaving that one. And I just, well, I don't know where it's gone. I can cut another one. There it is. Let me get rid of this board. And that'll get rid of some of the glare. Is that better? So I've got this piece of green here, and it measures 2 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to corner round the corners using any corner punch you've got, or you don't have to, you could just leave them square. Kayla's asked you a question, Paul. So there we've got, I'll just do that one again.
Your hands look funny.
And I'm just,
or funny weird?
because this thing was on, I think. So I'm just going to score this at 1 inch and 1/8 of an inch past 1 inch. So it's 1 inch and 1 1/8 of an inch. So I've got the two score lines. See on that side. So I'm going to push those and just give them a little fold. I'm not going to burnish them because I don't want them to be definite corners, so we end up with that. So I'm going to pick which side looks the best. This one. So I'm going to pop quick grab glue on the back section. Get that about in the middle. Just going to eyeball it. And I've got a Velcro dot. So I'm going to peel the backing off one of the sides and stick that on the tag, giving it a good press down. So I've stuck both sides on there. So I'll show you. So that's one side, that's the other. So you stick it back, stick it together. Mum, get a big piece of green cardigan, show Paul if you can. I don't think I've got a big piece of green card. I've put them away, darling, in cupboard. And then you squash that down. Oh, is that what you mean? Can you see that? I think that's what she means.
Oh, look. Oh, like your fingers disappeared.
Right, so now I've squashed that down, we can open it. Give that a good press. Give that a good press. And there we have gift card number 2. I think I like it better in white than green. I don't know, I like the green. So you pop your gift card in there. You can fasten it with a glue dot if you want to, but you don't really need to. And then close it up, and there's your gift card holder number 2. So let's get rid of those. Now, basket number 3. So we're just going to make this one very quick, very simple. Gift card goes in and then it folds up. And then when they pull it out, you see Merry Christmas behind it. So, all we need for this one is a piece of card that measures 8.5. Just check myself. 8.5 and by 3.25. And we're going to score at 2.25 from each end. So 2.25, turn it round to the opposite side, 2.25. And that's it. Fold, fold, and then line it up against the square edge of my scoreboard and fold, burnish those edges. Can get rid of that scoreboard for now. So we have a top and a bottom. So I'm going to corner round the top corners. And I'm going to use finger lift tape again. And I'm just going to stick it down the very edge of the project, because we need room for the gift card to fit in the middle. So I'm going to take off the backing tape. And just fold that over, just making sure that my edges meet up. I'll give it another burnish. I've got 2 pieces of decorative paper, and I'm just gonna, I've got another bit of green there, Mick. Oh, that's not doing it. Oh, it is. Funny fingers. So for the bottom one, we're just going to stick that on, and it doesn't. I'm going to use Collal glue for this. Every time I pick a glue, Michaela, I'm going to tell you why I've picked that glue. So I've picked Collal glue for this one so that I can just wriggle it into place and make sure that my border is the same all the way around. Got my piece of pattern paper, and just pop that on top again with wriggle room, because if I pop it down wrong I can wriggle it into place, and that's fine. So for these two I'm going to round the corners. Just the bottom corner so that it goes in with the layer, and I'm going to do the pattern paper as well to make it all uniform. So again, I'm just going to stick them on using Collal glue, Michaela, so that I can wriggle it. Making sure, can you see how I was wriggling it? That's on there, and here's a different adhesive coming, foam pad. So I'm going to stick 1.5 foam pads on. I'm going to cut that one in half. I have got smaller foam pads, but I don't want to mix the heights. So to make sure that the heights stay the same, I'm just cutting up a bigger foam pad and just stick that in the middle. And your gift card pops in the middle, and you can write sentiment on there. But what I'm going to do is just going to do a quick stamp in the Spectrum Noir Quick Dry Dye Green Topaz. So again, I'm going to bring in my stamping mat. Ink up my stamp. Your personality is very infectious, Michaela. So I'm just going to level that up. Pop Merry Christmas on the back. And there we go. That's gift card. See, my ink pad's very juicy. I got ink all over then. When I was making that other one this afternoon, I had green fingers. So that is gift card number 3 finished. So this one, I've not tried it. I've not even tried I've not even cut out the pattern paper or anything. It's just an idea I had. So I thought, why not do it on a live video? So let me get rid of that. I need my Gemini. I don't know if the plug will reach. So let's get rid of that. I need my plates for the Gemini. I bought a new one, so I've got a nice new one. So let's get rid of some of these pieces. I think this should work. In my head it works, but my head's a funny place to be sometimes. So I've got my largest oval. It's these ovals from Positively Papercraft, and I've got the largest 2. But we're going to put one on plain and one on pattern paper, and to make sure they don't move, I'm going to just stick a bit of tape on each. Like I say, I haven't got a sample to show you because I've not actually done it. So I'm going to pop my plastic shim on, my bendy plastic shim. I'm going to try and bring in my Gemini. What I'll get in it, but you can see it going in, you can see it coming out. So I've got my two clear plates with a plastic shim in the middle, and I'm just pushing that through the die cutting machine, and it comes out this side all cut, hopefully. Apparently that takes 18 seconds, but it's a long time when you're waiting for it. So let's get that out of the way. And see what happens. We don't need that bit, we can throw that away. And we don't need that bit. So we just need to score these. Shall I score them? Shall I just fold them? I'm just going to fold them. So I'm just going to fold them in half. And then I can round up the curvy bit, I think. Get them closer together. So yeah, I'm just going to fold.
No turning needed.
No turning needed. It's much easier to use the Gemini machine, but sometimes it's more convenient to use the manual machines. If I'm up in the middle of the night and Paul's asleep, then I tend to use the manual machines. So drowns out his snoring. So can you see where this is going? Can you see what it is? So I'm going to use my Collal all-purpose glue so that there's plenty of time for wriggle room. Got a glue bogey on it. So wriggle room and Collal all-purpose glue adds strength. Not that a gift card's heavy, but I need it to be sturdy for this one. An Easter egg. No, Michaela, not an Easter egg. So I'm popping, give it a good burnish on both sides, on the back and the front. And I'm just going to smooth out the glue underneath. Make sure it's grabbed really well. So there's a couple of other things we need to do this. I'm going to pop some double-sided tape just along the sides.
So it says it's an Easter egg.
Not quite an Easter egg, love.
Could be. Rugby ball.
So I'll release this top coating on the finger lift tape. Was you hot today in your onesie, Michaela? So I'm just going to fold them together, give them a squish. But so for the majority it's open, just so that when you put a gift card in it, it won't fall out down the side. You want less place for it to fall out. So I've got this piece here, and this was the scrap. So this piece of paper was 8 by 8, and I got 2 of these strips, this oval, and this was a scrap, and I didn't want to waste it. So what I'm planning to do is, so this is the shape of a gift card, so I'm going to stick this on here. What was I planning on doing? So I've not even practiced this. So that needs to go. So that needs to go that way. Yep, that needs to go that way. This needs sticking on the back. Yes, I've got it. So I need to stick this top tab down. So this measures, I didn't tell you what it measures, did I? So this measures 5 inches by 1.5, but like I say, it was just my scrap, what I had left. I'm going to glue this for strength. I'm using the Kalal all-purpose, and I'm going to stick that on there with that folding away. Give that a good squash down. Beware, a cow has been let loose. Did you put a picture in the comments, Mick?
She can't.
Oh. Maybe I can add one after. So now we've got this here. So this, I've made this so that when you put your gift card in, and this is in the bag, you can pull your gift card out easily. So when I put this on, when I do this, you'll know what it is now. So this measures 1 centimetres. So this measures 1 inch by 8 1/4, it looks like. So I'm going to score it all the way down at 1/2 inch. And I'm going to fold it down the middle, trying to make sure that it's joining and there's no white bits on the other side. So I'll give that a good burnish so it does as it's told. I'm going to pop some glue just on one side and then stick this together. So we've now got a 1/2 inch strip with the pattern on both sides and glue all over my desk. So while this is wet, I'm going to curl it, just putting it in between my bone folder and my thumb, so it gets a curl. And then we need to leave that to dry, because if we start moving it and stuff now, it's not going to like it. So here's one in true television style. Here's one I made earlier, and that's now dried. So I'm going to pop some glue, quick grab glue, in the bottom square, I would say 1/2 inch. I'm just going to pop this gift card in so then we know where we want it. And I'm just going to glue this at the side of the gift card. And I'm just going to hold that for a minute, just to make sure that that's dry. And then when it's flat, what I'm going to do is pull that towards me and keep the same side facing me. So again, that's stuck on there. So I'm going to hold the end, keep that side facing me, twist and pull it to me. So this is the front, this is the back. So again, I'm just going to pop a square of glue on the bottom and pop the gift card in the middle-ish and try and make this handle look the same. I'm just going to give it a real good squash. And there's our handle. And there's just our little gift bag, handbag. You pull your gift card out using this little tab. And because we've got this tab at the bottom, when you pull that, that comes with it. We'll just pop that back in. Or if you didn't want to use the tab, you could just pop the gift card in the bag and it would look like that. I'm going to use this, pop that in, and I've got a bow here that I'm just going to pop on a tiny glue dot. Nope, they're huge. Let's find a smaller glue dot. You see these tiny glue dots? So I'm just going to pop the knot of the bow on the glue dot. And I'm going to pop that right on the very top of the bag. Let me chop down these a little bit. And there we have our gift card handbag. Project number 4. I don't think I've put the bow in the middle. There we go, I'll pull that down a bit. And there's our handbag. So let me see if I can find all the projects. So we have that one, that one, that one, and this one. So let me know which one you like the best. And thank you very much for joining me. I love you, Michaela. I love you, Sarah. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Which do you like best?
They're all nice. I think top right. I quite like that one.